Hey coaches, how's it going? I'm Krista Kathleen, a certified life and business coach and creator of this group. And today is our weekly live training. I'm really excited about this topic because asking a really good and powerful coaching question is what is going to help your client to get massive breakthroughs and to help them to want to keep working with you and rehiring you and telling all their friends and family about you. So this is a really important part of coaching that I feel like gets skipped over, and a lot of people think that life coaching is about giving life advice, and it's actually not. It's all about the active listening and powerful questioning. Hi Mandy, welcome. I'm so excited you're here. Hi Jamie. I hope you all, Elena, oh no, I don't call you Elena, Lainey, how's it going? Make sure you download the freebie worksheet that I did with this. So the link is up there in the description, okay? Because I'm going to be going over that when we do this. So it's really easy to do that right now. And so I'd love for anyone joining me right now, tell me what part of the world you're coming in from, what kind of coach you are, and if you're joining me live or on the replay, okay? But and I'm also really excited about this training right now is because I've been on vacation all week with my family up in Milwaukee. We're like literally in the middle of nowhere right now, and I like haven't doing a lot of client calls and I haven't been working. And for most people that would be like the dream, but for me, I'm like, I love to work. I love running this business. I love coaching. So I feel like I'm just like all over the place right now. So I'm really excited about this training. All right, so let me pull up the worksheet and we're going to talk about the 7 do's and don'ts to asking really good coaching questions. So first of all, I want to recommend the book, The Coaching Habit, Say Less, Ask More, and Change the Way You Lead Forever by Michael Bungay-Stanier. One of my favorite coaches and mentors, Olivia Chapman, recommended this book, and it's amazing. It's such an easy read. You can get it on Amazon, and I have all of my new life coaches read it, and it has some really great, powerful tips that we'll also be going over today about how to ask some really great coaching questions. So the first thing, so number 1 is you don't want to stack your questions. And so that means you only want to ask one question at a time. And what happens is when we're new, we can get super nervous after asking a question. And what's going to happen is when you ask a really good question, there's going to be silence afterwards because you got the person thinking. And that's a really good thing when that happens. But we kind of think like, oh no, something's wrong. They're not talking. I need to fill the space. Silence feels really uncomfortable. And so we'll just start like asking more questions, one question after the other. And it gets really confusing. And it gets confusing for us. It gets confusing for the client. So I don't want you to stack your questions. I want you to just ask one question at a time and then shut up after that. And something that I do for myself, and this was also recommended in the Coaching Habit book, is that after you ask that powerful question and then there's silence and then you want to like quickly jump in, I actually like make myself stop and I'll count to 3. I'll literally be like 1, 2, 3. And I'm not like saying this to where the client can hear it, but I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3. And then I'll just be like, tell me what you're thinking, what's going on here. And then if they need clarification or they didn't understand the question, they'll ask for clarification and help. So that's our first one. Number 2. Oh, hi, Stacy. Welcome. Excited you're here. Yes, Lainey, I'm so glad you read the book. You read that in my first group program. So number 2 is don't make your questions too complex. Less is more. Have you ever heard of the acronym KISS? Keep it simple, stupid, or keep it simple, Sally. You want to keep your questions really simple. That keeps them powerful. So keeping your questions around like 5 words or less. So I have some examples here on the worksheet. And what else? What do you really want? What do you want to create? What is holding you back? What is this really about? What's on your mind? And what's the real challenge here for you? So those are some examples of some really powerful questions, and you can see they're really simple and they're not that complex. So you can even use these exact questions in your next coaching call if you like. So the third one is, don't start your question with why. And I actually was explaining this to my sister like 2 weeks ago. And so when we start a question with why, like, why did you do that? Or why do you feel that way? Or why did this happen? It makes the person automatically want to get guarded and defensive, because it's a very like demanding, inquisitive type of question. And I used to do it all the time. And until I read the Coaching Habit book, I didn't realize that it's not a good one to ask. And I even apply a lot of these things, not only in my coaching sessions, but also with relationships as well. And having, we can show up as a powerful coach and leader in our personal relationships as well. So, an example of like, instead of saying like, why are you feeling like this? You can say, what has you feeling like this? Or some of the questions that I went over in the previous one is, what do you really want? What do you want to create? What is holding you back? So you can see all of those start with what. So I really want to encourage you to take out why and put in what with your coaching questions from now on. Number 4 is, don't beat around the bush, be direct. So this is really challenging for females. I do think men are a lot better at this than women. And you guys can let me know if I'm wrong or not, but I think it's hard for women to be direct because we think of it as being like mean and intense and bitchy and brash. But see, the thing is that, think of it like this, that when you're a coach, you're a personal trainer for people's goals. And so think about if you were to hire a personal trainer in the gym, right? Like, you probably don't want someone who's going to be like nice and like, oh, it's okay, you don't have to get on that machine if you don't want today, or oh, you look too tired, you don't have to do those extra squats. Like, no, you want someone like getting in your face like, go, you got this, come on, squat harder, 5 more minutes, like, right? Like, you're paying for results. So I want you to think of it the same way in your coaching session is, being more direct is going to get people better results. And so, I don't want you beating around the bush. And a great way to segue into that and being direct in sensitive areas, like with especially like money topics or kind of more taboo areas, can be hard. So you can always ask for permission first and just say like, is it okay if I be direct with you here? And then once the client says yes, then you can be as direct as you want because they trust you, they've given you that permission. So I do that a lot of times. So like, for example, if a client is showing up late to all of your coaching calls, they're like showing up 10 minutes late all the time, and you're like, something inside you is like, this isn't good. I bet they're showing up late in other areas of their life, and this is something we need to fix and we need to address. But that might be a really hard topic because that could make someone get really defensive, especially for me. I used to be like a chronic late shower upper my entire life. So people used to like confront me about it back in the day, and it was so hard for me to address. So if you notice like your client's showing up late all the time, you could say, hey, can I be, honest with you, or can I be direct here with you about something? And they're like, yeah, sure, Kristen. I just noticed that you've been showing up about like 10 minutes late to all of our coaching calls. What's going on with that? And then, did you see how I just asked a question and then stopped? Originally I was going to be like, what's going on with that? What's up with that? That would have been stacking. So, just what's going on with that? And then pause and then let them answer. And then another powerful question you could ask after that is, where else is this a pattern in your life? Because usually where someone's doing something in one area, they're doing it in all areas in their life. And then this could just open up so many great things. But so I just really want to encourage you all to be more direct in your coaching sessions. Okay, just looking at our comments here. Yes, Jamie, removing the why is so powerful. Jamie, have you noticed that? Have you, on any of your coaching sessions, have you used why and not used why, and have seen how people reacted to that? Lainey, you said, I love the asking for permission for directness. Okay, good. I'm glad that resonated. Yeah, I love asking for permission. So number 5 is do ask more questions and give less advice. So I have a direct quote from the Coaching Habit here. Is answers are closed rooms and questions are open doors that invite us in. So in the Coaching Habit book, they talk about the advice monster taking over. And I know that all of us have problems with this because I'm sure all of us originally thought at one time that becoming a life coach was giving people advice. I know I train new life coaches all the time, and I ask them, why do you want to be a life coach? And they're like, because I want to help people and give them great advice. And I'm like, that's awesome, but that's not what coaching's about. You know, we can give advice. We can switch hats every once in a while in a coaching session. We can ask for that permission. Like, you know, if there's something that from our own experience that we want to share that we feel like would be helpful, or there's like a teaching opportunity, it's again asking for that permission. Is it okay if I share some advice here? Or is it okay if I share a story from my past that I think that could help you to relate to this more? And then that's when it's a great way to segue into giving advice. But other than that, a coaching session is all about that active listening and then occasionally asking those powerful questions to gain more insight and keeping the client moving forward. So just remember that whatever advice you're giving, like take it down, like cut it in half, because, and I have it here on the worksheet, your advice is not as good as you think it is. And I remember when I read that in the Coach Handbook, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so mean, but really it's true at the end of the day. The client is the expert, the client knows what's best, and it's not really our job to be telling them, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do that. I mean, like I said, there are times and places to do that in a coaching session, but not the entire 60 minutes or 90 minutes or however long your session is. Let's see, Jamie, you said I used why when I first started training and now I don't. Big game changer in my relationships as well. Good. Yeah, that's a really powerful one you can use when you're communicating in personal relationships. It'll definitely helps. Okay, number 6, do ask questions that move the client forward. So I'm going to be honest here, and this is something I just realized recently that I have not been doing for the past couple of years. A lot of times I felt like my coaching sessions felt a lot like therapy sessions, and I was kind of trying to figure out why. Like we were spending a lot of time in the client's past and figuring out why things had happened in the past, and that's definitely okay to do. It's okay to step in the past every once in a while. But we really want to be like focusing again on getting the client moving forward. That's how coaching really differs from therapy, is we're helping them with their goals and their wants and needs and desires, and getting them move forward with that. And so a lot of times people are going to come to us and they're going to brain dump on us, and they're going to tell us everything that they don't want in life, everything that they don't like in their relationships or they don't like about themselves. And so a really powerful question you can say is, so if you don't want that, then what do you want? And I love that, right? Because to really help them to figure out is like, what do you want? What do you really want? Because most people don't spend time sitting there. They spend time sitting like, what I don't want. I have a lot of women that I work with helping them find new love and new relationships, and they'll tell me everything that they don't want in a man. And I'm like, but what do you want in a man? And then once we can get them in that mindset, then it's, activating the law of attraction, and they're holding in their thoughts of the things that they want to create, and then they're going to start seeing more of that and going after that instead of attracting the things they don't want. So ask questions that move the client towards what they desire, not questions that ask for the client to justify or look backwards. So that was a huge breakthrough for me recently. And then the last one, number 7, is do ask open-ended questions. So I don't want to say you can't ask questions that would give you a yes or no response, but it's so much more powerful if you ask a question that's going to get them to go beyond just yes or no. So for example, a lot of times after we'll talk for a while, we'll say, does that make sense? And someone could say yes, even though it doesn't really make sense. So a more powerful question to say is if you talk for a little bit and you say, which part of that makes sense to you? Or which part of that resonates most for you? And then they have to really like think and pay attention and then respond back versus just saying yes when maybe they really don't understand. So that's a really powerful thing to do. So the last assignment, hopefully you downloaded the worksheet. If not, you need to go download the worksheet. I have the link here in the description. So there's a space here and it says, write down 5 powerful questions that you can ask on your next coaching call. So I actually want you all to do that right now, either on a piece of paper or in the comment section, or you can do both, right on your piece of paper and then the comment section. I want you to think of 5 powerful coaching questions that you're going to be using on your next coaching session. And we should just all share the wealth here, right? It's not like someone like owns that question. We can all use each other's questions. So take a couple minutes, think about it. Think about 5 powerful questions that you can ask on your next coaching call. And I don't want you to do this later because you're probably not going to do it later. So let's just do it right now, okay? So we have 2 people. I think we still have Jamie and Lainey on. So I'm curious to see what are the 5 questions that you're going to use on your next coaching call. And I did this assignment the other day. So let's see, I think I'll write down mine, okay? While I'm waiting for you all. I'm gonna copy and paste here. Okay. So some new ones that I'm going to be using is, what do you really want? How do you want to feel? What creates more of that feeling? What do you think is holding you back? What can I acknowledge you for today? What information do you need before you decide? That's a good one if you're on a sales call. Where else is this pattern showing up in your life? So those are some that I'm going to use. Also, I wanted to let you know too is that asking really good questions is like a muscle. I wrote this down here. It's build a question muscle. So if you're not used to asking questions, and most people aren't, most people are used to like just either listening or talking about themselves. So this is something that you're going to have to practice, and it's probably going to feel uncomfortable at first. And the more you do it, like anything, it'll get more comfortable. And another little trick is that you can write down some of your top favorite questions. Like I just already know the ones I did. I want to use those in my next session. And you can put on, like write it down on a piece of paper and then put the piece of paper behind your computer on your next coaching call. And then you can quickly reference them and have them available. And that way, sometimes a lot of new coaches will be like, oh, I don't know what to talk about, or if things get silent for a long time, and then you kind of have those questions ready to go to practice. Then you said, what is the first memory that comes to mind when we talk about this? Oh, I like that. That's a really good one. How would you like to feel? That's a really good one too. I love those. Very powerful. Do you see this happening anywhere else in your life? Awesome. Love it. Those are some really, really good ones. And remember, if you're watching this on the replay, which I know a lot of you will, do this assignment now and then type in the comment section. What are some of the next questions that you're going to ask on your coaching session. What does feeling blank look like? Oh, I like that. That's a good one too. You're such a good coach, Lainey. All right, and while I'm waiting for everyone to finish up, I just want to let you know that if you're thinking about getting certified and joining a coach training program, you all know that I'm going to be a student trainer for Inner Glow Circle starting this fall. So classes start in October. It's a 6-month-long program. The first 3 months is teaching you how to be a really, really good coach. The last 3 months is teaching you how to be a female entrepreneur, running your own business and starting your own brand. And if you sign up for this fall under me, you are going to get to attend my life coaching retreat in Clearwater, Clearwater Beach, Florida for free. So this is a $2,000 retreat. It's January 25th through January 27th. And when you join Inner Glow Circle, the coach training program this fall, you get to go to my retreat for free. And I have 8 people, 8 amazing, wonderful life coaches already signed up. I have 2 more spots available. So that's why I just wanted to let you all know. So if this is something you'd be interested in, right here in the comment section, let me know, or you can direct message me on Facebook and we can talk about it more, what that would look like. So I just wanted to open up that offer and invitation for you. Oh, cool. Okay, we have a few more things. Jamie said, what would you do if fear were not an option? What does fear look like for you? What does gratitude look like for you? How can we change the way this pattern looks? How can I support you in this? Oh, I love those, Jamie. I like the ones with fear and gratitude as well. And Lainey said, what tools do you need to accomplish that? Yeah, I like that. What tools do you need to accomplish that? Good. Awesome. Well, Lainey and Jamie, you are now ready for your next coaching session, and keep me updated with what kind of massive breakthroughs your clients have when you use these questions. So, all right. I hope that helped. Thank you so much. Don't forget to download the freebie worksheet that goes along with this. And I'll be here every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern doing live trainings to help you become an amazing life coach and to help you build your life coaching business at the same time. So, oh, Michelle, we're just ending, but thanks for being here. Definitely catch the replay. This is a really, really good topic today. So, all right, that's it. Have an amazing week, coaches. I'll see you next week. Bye.